Greetings and salutations, friends and benefactors. My name is Cammy. My pronouns are they, them, and welcome to Questable. This is my friend Alex.
Hello, everyone.
What are your pronouns, please?
My pronouns are he, him.
Wonderful. What is your star sign, and where can we find you in social media?
So my star signs are, I am a Leo, and then I'm also a dragon.
Yes. And what about social media?
And social media, you can find me on Instagram as Strauss253. I'm also on Discord. That'll be probably later for if we want to do like group chat stuff with our fans.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
And then I'm thinking about starting up Twitch eventually, but when time allows.
Yes, and we'll be doing this one on Twitch as well. So where did you grow up? I know that you had a similar hodgepodge jump around like I did.
Kind of, not so much as you did, because you went all over the place.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in my interview.
But I've mainly grown up in Northern Virginia. I didn't hop around too much, even though I was in a military family, because my younger brother is autistic. So because of that, the military could not force my family to move around too much, and eventually just stayed in like this Northern Virginia area.
You just did most of your traveling once you decided to cosplay. You're like, oh wait, cons.
Yeah, cosplaying and competitions, and just visiting friends that I've made from overseas and whatnot from gaming.
Martial arts as well too, right?
Yeah, in martial arts. I competed in martial arts I went to Asia all over for that.
I remember that story.
Yeah.
From a while ago. So. Was that one of the defining moments of your childhood, or was that something else?
That would probably be one of the major defining moments of my childhood, because I did martial arts for 20 years. I'm not old.
I think we're the same age.
Yeah, I'm 1 year older than you.
We'll never tell.
Yes, it's a secret. But I would say martial arts and gaming are probably two big defining features of my life.
Anything random or interesting happen while you were growing up?
Let's see. When I was competing in Seoul, Korea, that's when 2.5 centimeters of my pelvis was pulverized.
That's a painful fact.
That's a painful fact.
The only bone I ever broke was this, and that was playing soccer, and I wasn't even the goalie. Mm-hmm. I was the defender, the guy in front of him, and I tried to turn away at the last second, and the ball curved, and I was not coordinated as a child. That's why I took martial arts after that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't want balls coming at me like that.
Like that.
No. I was still deeply closeted back then, but again, we'll discuss that in my interview.
Exactly.
So, what about your gaming history? What was the very first game you chose to pick up, whether it be a video game or a card game or a tabletop?
The very first, like with my family, it was probably Uno.
Everyone talks about Monopoly being the game that destroys families, mm-hmm. and no, Monopoly is long and boring, and no one ever wants to play it.
Because
and
no
the people that want to play it are already trying to harm each other.
Yes,
Uno destroys families.
It does. It actually does, especially when you do the technically not valid rules.
The stacking rules.
The stacking runes. So it gets heated.
Does your family play? If you play a plus card and then you hit a skip or a reverse,
yes,
it counts towards the person on the other end.
Yeah, if I play a draw 4 on you, and if you
hit skip,
it goes to the next person.
Draw 4. If I hit reverse,
it goes to me.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
I was 4 playing with these rules. They had to get me a special little holder for the poker, from the poker thing, to hold my cards up trying to do this.
Yeah, it's rough.
I lost a lot.
It's rough.
I got good as a teenager, but I lost a lot. My grandmother
but you were
was
only
worst.
4 at the time, so
there were no excuses in my house. I knew the rules.
Cutthroat.
Very. It did no effect, no trauma.
No, none whatsoever.
So, what was your first tabletop game?
My first tabletop game, like RPG wise, was definitely D&D.
Yes.
I think the first game I ever played was probably when I was 14.
Which version?
3.0.
There's a 3.0?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a 3.0. I knew there was a 3.5.
Well, there's first edition. Well, the first edition, and it goes to second, third, and then they had 3.5 because they wanted to just add on to third edition.
Okay.
And then there was 4th edition, which we don't want to talk about, apparently.
No. I looked at it once, and I heard my inner subconscious go, no.
Yes.
Wrong kind of crunchy.
Yeah.
And then there's 5th edition, which we know.
Yes.
Then over here is Advanced Edition.
Yes.
which is another being entirely.
Yes, and then there's Pathfinder.
Yeah, well, so was 3.0 still Thaco?
No, I think it was still Wizards.
No, I mean, to hit armor class 0.
Oh.
Instead of armor class, instead of rolling, you had to, it was a whole different system.
Oh, no. It was still hitting an armor class.
Oh, thank God.
But in 3.0, I've seen people with like 50 armor class.
No. No. I don't like that.
Right.
I don't like that. So what is your favorite franchise overall for gaming?
Overall, I have so many that I really enjoy. I competed in Smash Bros. But I would probably say I really love Final Fantasy because I like playing through stories. I love the idea of playing through stories instead of it's essentially RPGs, you're playing through a book.
Yes.
And that's what I love.
Yes, very much.
Final Fantasy always have these grand ideas, and you go on these grand adventures.
There's enough commonality between them that you don't have to relearn everything.
Yeah, usually. They're breaking into more real-time fighting and the newer Final, but essentially you can follow along with...
A Phoenix Down is still a Phoenix Down.
Yeah.
I think that's like been the same. It's typically... most of the materials. There's
like all the items pretty much stay the same. It's just the characters and abilities are what change between the games, for the most part.
Yeah,
like Faraga is iconic.
Yes, not to confuse with Zeta Flare
or Shadow Flare.
Well, isn't the only person that can do Zeta Flare Donald?
I think so,
and that's canon because it's a Square Enix game, so that's canon.
Yeah,
that's it. Kingdom Hearts did some interesting things.
It throws in like
to the Enix verse
a huge curveball to the Square Enix universe.
It's very much it's like trying to have that age-old argument about who is more powerful between Sailor Moon and Goku, and someone trying to talk about their power scaling different. First and foremost, the creator of Dragon Ball Z and Goku admitted numerous times that he would lose to Sailor Moon, but they wouldn't fight in the first place because they're cool. They would like each other.
Well, they would love each other, but Goku
platonically.
Yeah, platonically, yes. They would like each other platonically, and they would be best friends. However, Goku can never back down from a fight, so he wouldn't have won a fight.
He wouldn't start it.
He would only to see how he ranks in power against her.
It would be a let's spar, and then it'd be like, oh. Wait.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a whole nother world out there. So what has gaming done for you? What does it mean for you?
Gaming is just like a great way to like for me, especially since I did a lot of online gaming at one point in my life, and still do really, especially like with MMOs. It's a great way to build a community and not feel isolated even in your own home. Mm-hmm. And you I've seen some online gaming communities where someone was like going through cancer treatment and their guildmates helped pay for their treatment.
I've seen that before. I've heard of it a couple times as well.
Yeah, so gaming communities can always...
That's what churches are supposed to do.
Yeah. Why can't churches do this?
It's it. Next time.
Next time.
On the political segment. So, what is it that you want to teach us here in this... What is it you'd like to bring to this experience in this game?
I just want... So... Not spoiling too much, my character was built on the premise of adventuring not for a tragic reason. And I wanted to bring like those wholesome, tear-jerking moments to this campaign.
Says the person that handed me a 13-page backstory, and at one point when we were talking about, future campaigns and future seasons, mentioned the words, I have my swan song picked out with an actual song and everything.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's a dissertation of a backstory.
Dissertation. You say the person with 2 majors. Dissertation. Oh, trauma.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I needed that. So, I'm really interested in your character because of her journey. Again, you're playing a very old character.
Yes.
And
she's ancient.
Looking for her children, looking to reconnect, and the limitation that we've set with your character is you kind of out of the necessity, again, you went backwards. You developed most of your character and then thought what would impact this very old wizard. Mm-hmm. Very smart, very worldly.
Experienced wizard.
A very experienced character. You landed with no prompting on...
Parkinson's.
Yeah. Which... we are all familiar with Parkinson's to some degree. It's a very high-profile disability that many high-profile celebrities have suffered from, and it affects not only your mind, but your physicality.
Yes.
And as wizards have to use their hands for their spells and their brain for their spells, that's a very
very limiting factor for a wizard.
1-2 punch,
yes.
one would say.
Yes, I definitely want to give myself a challenge with this character because, again, a wizard who can't cast spells, or very difficult for them to cast spells.
Or doesn't know if they're going to be able to remember them or have enough spoons. Because it's a mental or a physical day, or maybe it's a neither or a both.
Right. Precisely. And I want to give myself that limitation because I've been playing D&D for many years, and so I wanted to just challenge myself in that way.
I like the idea of that challenge, and I'm doing as much research as I can to make sure that the mechanics that I'm developing are going to shed light on this limitation, on this disability, without doing it a disservice or making it tragic.
Yes.
This is meant to be informative. There's a whole lot of... I want this to be education, hence the I'm dressed like, Miss Frizzle stunt double. But I like that we have this range of different handicaps and disabilities and disorders that we're trying to raise awareness about. If I can find a way to get some fundraisers and some charities involved, I will.
That'd be wonderful.
It'd be awesome. Maybe we can do a charity one-off or
something. Hopefully.
So, last thing before I let you go. What would you be if you were a level 6 character, knowing what you know about yourself?
Definitely monk because of my martial arts training.
Definitely.
At least for my...
probably open hand, especially with all your specialization.
Probably open hand. I would also probably fighter because I'm also trained in weaponry.
Same.
And then, aside from that, it's kind of open-ended. I don't think I would have bard. I'd probably have the actor feat.
Probably actor feat for sure, if not some kind of entertainer.
Yeah.
Or, well, you don't necessarily do a lot of acting per se. You do a lot of cosplay construction of your own and then modeling. So I would make an argument for like
artificer,
guild artisan.
Guild artisan. That for my background probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe artificer for the crafting for the tinkering.
Maybe.
Possibly. I could see that.
Possibly. I see that. I can definitely see the bard at least one level.
Because I do theater.
Talking, yeah, the theater and the talking, you do that as well. And the oration. And the history buff nerd things. People don't understand that there's a whole subclass. The secondary subclass from the original Player's Handbook was you're either going to sing during war or sing about war.
Correct.
So it's like history buff, war guy. There was no in between.
No. Thankfully, they've expanded upon that with full bard.
Thank you. So many.
There's so many bards.
I'm currently playing a spirits bard.
Okay, fine.
That's good. It's very that scene from Mulan where the ancestors are yelling at each other about whose great grandson.
I could also see that for a totem warrior, a totem barbarian.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. I have a totem barbarian. That would be perfect.
Instead of being like the bear, it's like your this one specific ancestor.
Yeah, your great granddaddy named bear.
Yeah,
like this is how you beat him up.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that idea. We'll talk more about that. It's been wonderful talking to you. I can't wait for your session 0.
I am so excited
for
this.
Introduce Odessa. Great to see all of you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.